Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Career Coach. In the last few weeks, we have talked about an MBA application to apply for MBA schools. Then we moved on to resume building, where I walked you through some tips and tricks with a real resume example on how to apply for how to basically create a resume for a successful job application. I'm now starting the interview series, and the first one we are going to talk about is the consulting interview prep, right? And one of the most important things in consulting interview, as some of you might already know, is the casing. Okay. And when I was starting this journey, I just wished someone told me the basics of casing, because I was a beginner and I didn't know anything, right? So this video series is first meant to do exactly that, to walk you through the basic casing 101, help you to understand casing structures, various styles and types, and some tips and tricks. But then later on, I'm also going to start taking real case examples, walk you through my approach to create a solution for each type of case questions, so that you learn all the tips and tricks I used when I secured offers from MBB as well as big four firms during casing interviews. So without further ado, let's get into the video. But please don't forget to subscribe my channel if you find this content helpful. So starting with the chapter 1, a typical case interview lasts for 40 to 45 minutes, right? And that doesn't matter which company you are interviewing for, McKinsey, BCG, Big Four, or Kearney. Okay, a typical case has three kind of questions: one, brainstorming questions; second, mathematical; and third, exhibit and chart reading. Brainstorming questions are usually open ended questions meant to understand your problem solving skills and where you will come up with multiple ideas, think through a problem. Mathematical questions, as you might have already understood, are meant to see and test your quantitative skills. And exhibiting and chart reading is the analytic to purpose is to understand and test your analytical skills. So, deep diving into brainstorming first. Brainstorming questions, as I mentioned, and we will work with an example in a bit, are like open-ended question, and the main purpose is to understand how does this person think about solving a problem. Are they thinking holistically? And these are the questions where your creativity is actually going to come up, because you will have to generate a lot of ideas depending upon the type of question you have. And the key here is also to understand, can this person communicate things in a structural way? Okay, let's take an example. So, for example, a brainstorming question could be like, a company XYZ makes shoes for children and they want to increase their profitability by 15%. Let's say that is the prompt. A brainstorming question could be, can you please share few ideas and strategies to increase the profitability? Pretty open ended, right? Lasts typically for 5 minutes, where 1 minute is for you to think through the question, and 2 to 3 minutes or 4 minutes you will take to communicate it in a structural way. Okay, and later we'll explain to create another video by taking an example. Second question are the math problem, and in this case, this lasts usually for 8 to 10 minutes. And as I mentioned, this is to test that, hey, like, how is your quantitative skills, how is your comfort with doing processing large data sets. And that's because often in the real client situations you will design strategies, and for those strategies you would have to come up with the profitability estimation. Or let's say you are doing a market entry case, you will have to analyze the total addressable market for certain uh, type of client, right? Or usually client might also give you just lot of data to understand the situation at their hand. So the reason math problems exist in a consulting case, it's their mini way to test, is this person comfortable with data and create working their calculations out of it. So the idea is that you will be given a few numbers related to the situation that you had in the prompt, and then you are expected to, let's say, that previous example, how much revenue or how much like investment first they need to do to increase their profitability, or maybe how much cost they would have to reduce to increase the profitability by 15%. And you would like come up with the formula, and without any calculator do the calculations and come up with the solution and generate your insights. Now let's talk about the third type of casing questions, which are optional for some of the firms, but most MBB firms do it, and this is my favorite, and that is exhibit and chart reading. In this case, as I'm showing in the video, what you would get is a some kind of chart which has lot of visual representation of a data, right? And you would be asked to give your observations that will help you in casing prompt, right, and get some additional insights or related to the problem that you are solving. These kind of questions usually last for 4 to 5 minutes, and you are supposed to take few minutes, process the information given on the chart, and see how you can use that for your casing and what hypothesis you can come up with. Okay, so those are all the types of questions that you get in a typical 40 to 45-minute consulting case. And I think the key overall is to communicate everything in a structure and make sure that you practice these often to get your comfort level with these kinds. Okay, that's it for today's video. In the next video, we are going to talk about different casing styles, so stay tuned. And if you like this video, as always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.